discussions that we shall be engaging in. In fact, this edition has witnessed the largest participation from 30 countries, reflecting our collective commitment to fostering collaboration in the Indo-Pacific. We are truly honored by your presence here this morning. Geopolitical relevance and geo-economic weight of the Indo-Pacific nations is evident from the fact that it accounts for 65% of the world's population, 63% of the world's GDP, 46% of world's merchandise market, and 50% of world's maritime trade. Hence, the impact of geographic and economic indispensability of the region to the world naturally accords it the role of the pivotal theater in the contemporary geostrategic canvas. The region, therefore, mandates cooperation amongst its little states on security, connectivity, and economy. While efforts by countries are converging towards a free and stable Indo-Pacific, yet we are witnessing manifestations of interstate contestations and competitions. The challenges we face transcend across borders, and our response to them must factor this. The Indo-Pacific region is not merely a collection of nations, it is a web of interdependencies. We are bound by geography, and our destinies are intertwined. The security and prosperity of one nation is intrinsically linked to the security and prosperity of its neighbors and much beyond. Therefore, each one of us has an important and pivotal role to play. India's strategic location astride the vital sea lanes of communication in the Indo-Pacific propels us as a key player in the region's discourse. Our outlook emphasizes respect for sovereignty and territorial integrity of all nations in the region, equality of all, peaceful resolution of disputes, avoidance of use of force, and adherence to international laws, rules, and regulations. This has been defined in our vision for the Indo-Pacific as security and growth for all in the region, or SAGAR, the essence of which can be found in the words of our Honorable Prime Minister, who said, and I quote, "When the oceans are open, the seas are secure, countries are connected, the rule of law prevails, and the region is stable, nations, small and large, prosper as sovereign countries," unquote. Our commitment towards positively engaging all stakeholders in the Indo-Pacific has been unwavering and enduring over the years. This finds reflection in our policy initiatives and participation in various regional strategic frameworks, be it BIMSTEC, IORA, India-ASEAN engagements, Indo-Pacific Oceans Initiative, SAGAR, and the Indo-Pacific Economic Framework, to name a few. The G20 presidency this year has further enhanced India's role, engagement, and outreach. From a definitional perspective, the construct of Indo-Pacific largely hints at primacy of navies in the security stakeholdership of the region. While there is no denying this, the role of other components of the armed forces remains profoundly relevant. Apart from challenges exclusively in the maritime domain, a wide range of security and humanitarian concerns exist on land too. These range from territorial disputes over land masses, or in some cases, even over artificially expanded islands, to acquire real estate and establish military bases, transnational threats of terrorism, consequence of climate change impacting the inhabited islands or coastal areas of rim nations, and natural calamities. These challenges are manifesting as threats, singularly or plurally, impacting one or more nations amongst us. Cooperation amongst our land forces, hence, is a critical component of the collective response. Though bilateral and multilateral engagements between components of armed forces of our nations have been ongoing, this forum provides a collective platform to share perspectives, comprehend unique manifestations, identify priorities, and aggregate our response methodology. The theme of this year's event, Together for Peace, Sustaining Peace and Stability in the Indo-Pacific region, resonates deeply with the idea of a secure, stable, free, open, and inclusive Indo-Pacific, which provides opportunities for growth of all nations. Over the next 2 days, the agenda is both diverse as well as wholesome. We shall deliberate on topics ranging from sustaining peace, promoting stability, military diplomacy, need for self-reliance, cooperation in military training, and humanitarian assistance and disaster relief. The challenges we face are significant, but so is our collective wisdom and strength. It is through open dialogue and exchange of ideas that we will find innovative solutions to the challenges. Let us recognize that while our methods and means towards achieving our objectives may differ, yet our goal is the same, that is free and open Indo-Pacific. Let us utilize this opportunity to learn from each other, to foster lasting connections and partnerships that extend beyond these walls. The friendships we form and the insights we gain will be invaluable for our
staff for the huge undertaking. We have, I've put on a conference or two. I think we've all been involved in that as we grow up, and we realize how painful that can be at times, especially if you're the staff officer that's in charge of it. So first, we just want to give you and your staff a big round of applause for being such great guests. It's also great to have our ambassador here. He gave us a little tour of the area and started us on our food journey, talking about Indian food. So, Ambassador, great to have you here. And then also the Chad and Navy and Air Chief. It's good to see you both here today as well. To all my fellow Army chiefs and other distinguished leaders here, it's a privilege to join you and to deepen old friendships and to build new ones, to learn from each other and to chart new ways to work together. So thank you for having me. The theme of IPAC this year is Together for Peace, Sustaining Peace and Security in the Indo-Pacific region, and that theme is a perfect choice. Strength and security are the foundations of the peace that all of our nations seek. The role of our armies is to hone our skills together. I know that as we train and learn together, our confidence in one another grows as well. And that confidence leads to unity and collective commitment across the region, and that unity and commitment are the best deterrents in the region as well. We do face a challenging strategic environment, but this is nothing new. We've overcome challenges in the past, and we'll overcome them together in the future. To ensure that the Army, the U.S. Army, remains ready today and into the future, we and the Army are focusing on 4 areas. The first is warfighting, the second is delivering ready combat formations, the third is continuous transformation, and the fourth is strengthening our profession. Together, these 4 focus areas are a framework for action inside of our formation, and I think that there are opportunities in each area for us to work together. I want to briefly talk about each. Our first focus area is warfighting. And for the U.S. Army, that's our purpose. It's why we exist. And the U.S. Army is a global force, and we must be able to fight and win at echelon anywhere. But we know we don't fight alone, and we'll fight with our joint teammates and alongside our allies and partners. I've deployed in almost every command I've held, and I've fought side by side with soldiers from many of your armies, and even with some of you personally that are in here today. Our cooperation in warfighting starts with making sure that we have a shared understanding of the threat, and it includes deepening our interoperability through targeted multinational training, exercises, and experimentation. Our second focus area is delivering ready combat formations. That means the ability to project our formations wherever needed, whenever needed, anywhere around the world, and to sustain them at scale. Demonstrating our ability to sustain our forces in the fight is a key part of how we deter our adversaries. Our cooperation in this area includes ensuring the health of our defense industrial bases and supply chains, and training and exercising the logistics we need to support our formations. Our third focus area is continuous transformation. We have to transform because the character of war is changing at the fastest rate I've seen in the past 40 years. We know we need to be leaner and more mobile with lower signature. We know that to fight together in the future, we'll need a simpler way to talk to each other on the battlefield. And there are emerging technologies that can help us do that. Continuous transformation means evolving and adapting our equipment, what we fight with. It also means evolving how we fight, how we organize, how we think, our mindset. Our collaboration in this area could include working together on concepts, innovating together on emerging technologies, and experimenting with those concepts and technologies at multinational training events and exercises. Our fourth and final focus area is strengthening the profession of arms. That means strengthening the trust between leaders and led, our standards and discipline, and our warrior ethos. It is a foundation that supports the other three focus areas and everything that we do. Collaborating in this area would mean conducting operations as a multinational, cohesive warfighting team bound by mutual trust and respect. Our non-commissioned officers are the backbone of this effort, and I'm looking forward to the feedback from the senior enlisted leaders who play a vital role in this effort. By gathering here together, 30 nations and 20 Army chiefs, we are deepening and demonstrating our unity and collective commitment. Let's use this opportunity to explore ways to strengthen our cooperation, build trust, maintain security, and facilitate peace through strength. I believe that together we will maintain a free and open Indo-Pacific that enables the independence, strength, and prosperity of every nation. Thank you.
Chief of Defense Staff, Air Chief Marshal V.R. Chaudhary, Chief of Air Staff, Admiral R. Hari Kumar, Chief of Naval Staff, General Manoj Pandey, Chief of Army Staff, Excellency Randy Eric Garsheli, U.S. Ambassador to India, and General Radi Elanjar, Chief of Staff of the Army, USA, all the Chiefs of Army of Army Chiefs Conference, the 47th Indo-Pacific Armies Management Seminar, and the 9th Senior Leader Enlisted Forum. I heartily welcome foreign delegates from the armies of the Indo-Pacific countries, and you are our invaluable partners. Friends, the Indo-Pacific region has emerged as a pivotal geopolitical and strategic concept in recent years, transforming from a primarily maritime concept into a comprehensive strategic framework. This transformation underscores the evolving dynamics in one of the most economically vibrant and strategically significant regions of the world. The origin of Indo-Pacific as a maritime concept can be traced back to the shared waters that extend from the Indian Ocean to the Pacific Ocean. Traditionally, the vast expanse of water was viewed through the lens of commerce and connectivity, facilitating trade and cultural exchange for centuries. The maritime character of the Indo-Pacific became more pronounced in the modern era with the growing importance of sea lanes for ever expanding global trade. The Indo-Pacific now accounts for a significant portion of the global trade and serves as a vital link for energy resources. Friends, however, the importance of Indo-Pacific region is not just limited to maritime trade or sea lines of communication, but it also has broader political, security, and diplomatic dimensions, and quite understandably so. Friends, security considerations have elevated the Indo-Pacific strategic significance. The region also faces a complex web of security challenges, including boundary disputes, piracy, etc. The need to comprehensively deal with these security challenges has led to the full involvement of the states in the region with all their organizations, including their armies. Therefore, Indo-Pacific is no more a mere maritime construct, but a full-fledged geostrategic construct. It is a fundamental concept in political theory and practice that maintaining the security and sovereignty of the realm is the primary function of the state. And I think that the capacity of the state to defend its borders and the national interests legally depends upon the professional capabilities of the national armies. I believe that competent and professional armies working under the civilian control and the coordination between the friendly countries are extremely important for any country's security. Friends, I would like to share with you a theoretical model that would be relevant to the discussions to be held at this forum. The model was proposed by Stephen R. Covey, which is based on the two circles, the circle of concern and the circle of influence. The circle of concern encompasses everything that you care about, including both things you can control and things you cannot control. It includes a wide range of external factors and issues such as global events, economic conditions, other people's opinions, the weather, and many other aspects of life. These are things that you may worry about or have an interest in, but have little or no direct control over. Focusing too much on your circle of concern can lead to stress, frustration, and a sense of powerlessness because you cannot control or influence many of these external factors. The circle of influence consists of those things over which you have direct control or can exert some degree of influence. It may involve your attitudes, behaviors, decisions, relationships, and actions. Friends, by concentrating your time and energy on your circle of influence, you can increase your effectiveness and capacity to bring about a positive change. The focus helps you avoid feeling overwhelmed by external factors and empowers you to take action. When this concept is applied to the domain of international relations, it can help us understand how states and actors prioritize their efforts and resources in dealing with global issues and challenges. There may be instances when the circles of concern of different nations overlap with each other. International maritime trade routes passing through high seas beyond exclusive economic zones of any country are relevant examples. The overlap of the circles of concern can result in either of two things: Either this can result in a conflict between nations having such overlap, or they can decide to contest by mutually deciding the rules of engagement in such overlapping domains. Friends, the concept of these circles underscores the importance of strategic thinking and prioritization. States must recognize that there are global issues and challenges involving multiple stakeholders that no one country can address in isolation. They need to engage with the broader international community and work collaboratively through diplomacy, international organizations, and treaties to tackle common concerns within the overlapping circles of concern. The United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea, UNCLOS 1982, is a very good example of such an international agreement that establishes the legal framework for maritime activities and addresses the issues arising from overlapping circles of concern of different nations. At the same time, states should identify and seek to expand their circle of influence to promote their national interests on the global stage. Friends, this may involve building partnerships, participating in regional organizations, and employing diplomatic, economic, or military tools strategically. This conference is an exercise where we all are trying to expand our circles of influence while harmonizing the overlaps of our circles of concern. The Indo-Pacific Army Chiefs Conference, Indo-Pacific Army Management Seminar, and Senior Enlisted Leaders Forum are one of the largest brainstorming events of land forces in the region, which provides a unique opportunity to build common perspectives towards a shared vision and provides a forum to build and strengthen partnership in the spirit of collaborative security for one and all. Friends, India has always stood for a free, open, inclusive, and rule-based Indo-Pacific region in the pursuit of shared security and prosperity. Neighborhood first has always been a cornerstone of our culture since the immemorial, and India's approach to the region is defined by the Act East policy. India's efforts towards building robust military partnerships with friendly countries underscores our commitment to not only safeguard our own national interests, but also addressing important global challenges being faced by all of us. One such significant global challenge is the scourge of climate change, which translates into higher frequency and severity of natural disasters. Friends, our armed forces, with their unwavering dedication and professionalism, are the first responders in disaster situations and contribute to humanitarian assistance and disaster relief efforts, providing hope and relief for those in need during times of crisis. I am sure you all would be discussing how to enhance the interoperability during the operations related to humanitarian assistance and disaster relief. I would like to suggest that the issue of climate change and the attendant possibility of more numerous and severe natural disasters be discussed by you all in the context of our common HADR preparedness. Extreme weather events and the natural disaster have become a new normal rather than being exceptions and are major challenges in our region. It is our responsibility that the climate change related concern of small island nations of the Indo-Pacific are given the due importance that they deserve. This is because island nations bear the brunt of the climate change as an existential crisis. Climate change also threatens their economic security. As you are told that Cyclone Palm in 2015 wiped out 64% of the value of GDP of Vanuatu. The economic concept of climate change and extreme weather create a demand for climate resilient and eco-friendly infrastructure. There is a need to understand the compulsions and the perspectives of all our partner nations, as well as sharing of expertise and resources. It is true that integrating the concerns of all the members of a large forum is challenging, and arriving at a consensus plan of action in a big grouping is a very difficult task. However, with determination and empathy in our hearts, it is not impossible, as we have seen in the recently concluded G20 summit in Delhi. The G20 group of countries adopted the New Delhi Leaders' Declaration with consensus on all developmental and geopolitical issues, making it a historic and path-breaking G20 declaration. Friends, such is the power of dialogue or samvad. I would like to reiterate here what our Honorable Prime Minister has aptly said. Our engagement in the Indo-Pacific is based on 5 yes in Hindi. Samman, that is respect. Samvad, that is dialogue. Sahyog, that is cooperation. Shanti, that is peace. And Samriddhi, that is prosperity. And it is heartening to note that the representatives of the various countries have gathered to carry out samvad, that is dialogue, on current issues of common and regional interest. I wish the chiefs and heads of the delegations all the very best for the interaction that lies ahead. Let us approach the dialogue with open minds and hearts, fostering connections and insights that will share our actions beyond these events. I especially congratulate our US friends for co-hosting this event. Together we can indeed do a lot. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for your awesome dignitaries on the stage to kindly unveil the commemorative journal.
Thank you, sir, for releasing the journal and making this momentous occasion more memorable. The journal chronicles the essence of this multinational event.